So, today's a very special day, sir. Oh, this cassette is not in good condition. Very special day. Wow, this cassette is even... Well, at least the label's still attached on both sides, but there's writing on it. Oh, fucking cocksuckers, mate. Right, you can fake new labels very easily if you've got like a colour laser printer. How much tape is it? Right, it's interesting. Two different loaders. Alright, so yeah, well, not rewound. Not rewound. What a bunch of cocksuckers, eh? What a bunch of cock gobblers. Gobblers! The green gobbler. This inlay is not too bad condition. I can show you this, sir. Well, you get quite a lot of inlay for your money. But I didn't have the full price release. I got it on the value pack 1 for the C64 by Bo Jolly, mate. Bo Jolly. Believe they had something to do with KTEL Records. Great. I better not leave the hi-fi on full blast. And because it's a special day, we got the C64 connected up to the old hi-fi. With only one speaker now. If I could just find those Y cables for the Amiga 500 dildo up the arse stroke A520 modulator. Yeah, Commodore, yeah, you know, the dickhead engineers of Commodore that were still left by 1987, them fucking losers. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Dave Haney. What the fuck did you invent? Fuck all. AGA? Yeah. Anyway. The reality was the AGA chipset wasn't actually any better than the top end VESA local bus PC card at the time. And that's a fact, mate. Oh, it don't look good. This don't look good at all. What the fuck? Load! Goddamn motherfucker. Yeah, so they, instead of the cock-ups that were the Amiga 2000 and the Amiga 500, they should have just cost reduced the Amiga 1000. And that's another fact. And this isn't good. Right, okay, this ain't gonna fucking load. I doubt I have more than 2 copies of this game. Listen to that bass. Oh, fuck off. Does cram the memory in a bit, this game. That's why you have to have the power off a bit longer. Something to do with the, you know, the amount of memory. So it must be the upper memory. Takes longer to clear the contents. Maybe the register that tells the C64 yes, use the kernel routines, or no, do not use the kernel routines. As soon as the OS kernel went onto a fucking disk or a hard drive, well, technically it would come from a disk because that came before CD. It's all a fucking shitfest wank, mate. Once the kernel is off a ROM chip, that means the kernel is too fucking big. Although Tandy, bless them, I believe it was Tandy, they did try and build a 286 Windows 3.1 PC. It may have been Windows 2 stroke 286. With Windows in ROM. It was like 1 megabytes worth of ROM. So I don't know what else was being loaded in. But this thing looked a bit like the CD-TV. It was all black monitor, black keyboard. Had that sort of styling, a bit like the MSX2. Well, this isn't going well. This isn't going well. I thought this special day is turning out to be the usual fucking wankers who don't rewind their tapes and store them in the fucking garden shed. Ah well, what can you do, mate? Have another sip of cold coffee? You could do that, yes, but I don't believe I'll partake of that right now. World Series Baseball is right there, sir. That probably does load. That is in split mint condition, not split fanny. Split fanny is very knackered. It's a completely different thing, mate. Fannies that smell like fragrant flowers, now they're the ones you want, mate. I just remembered something. Yeah, anyway, we won't talk about that. It involves mild ham and Swiss cheese. But anyway, I'm not saying anymore. It's got nothing to do with that Seinfeld episode either, where George is trying to combine snacking on food and watching TV and sex. Now, for George Costanza's character, really, it's very unrealistic. Now, the thing is, there's more actual tape on this cassette, so it may not have the flashing bar loaders. There you go, there's your answer. Oh, hang on, we ain't changed the fucking cassette, have we? That's a bust. This could be a day of disappointments. What do you expect, mate, on your special day, innit? Let's try it with a side with the tape. Is the tape re-weld? No. Sometimes they don't have the clear plastic leader for the actual tape. Mild ham. That's very important. It's not that strong fucking roast pork leg shit. Don't eat pork shoulder either, that's too strong. Do eat some hams, some bacon, some sausage. This is in the past, obviously. But if I was going to have roast pork, it would only be belly pork that I would buy. My mate used to get me cost price pork ribs. So the loader must sit quite high in the memory there. Okay, we got that down to like, I'd say a quarter. And like I said, this actually is a different tape now, and there's more tape on the actual cassette wound on, so yeah, different releases. They're both fucked, pretty much. Oh, that's a bust already, isn't it? Oh, fuck me, the chroma crosstalk is ZX Spectrum levels here. Luckily there is no dot crawl. Now I know this to be a fact because Fred Harris mentions it in the improved modulator inside the Spectrum 128. Oh, I found my Spectrum 128 the other day. And my Vectrex actually. Today could be a Vectrex day. The tape doesn't look great there. Well, this tape doesn't seem to be working properly. Seems to get stuck on one of the reels, yeah. It is. It's a real fucking... And when this happens, I don't know why this happens. It's not dust or anything obvious like that. But, you know, it is a problem. See, the tape will get wound on a little bit, and then there'll be like some resistance. Resistance, fall of man. That was more of a Killzone sort of guy, I would say. Wow, that starts really close to the end of the leader. The leader of the pack. Yeah, pork shoulder, but I used to get pork spare ribs from Smithfield. And they were like the bones that Dino in the Flintstones would have in his mouth. They were fucking huge. Well, that's a bust. The special day is another usual shit day where shit doesn't load because arseholes don't fucking rewind their tapes or store them properly. See, it's what happens if you buy shit off eBay. In the 90s, I used to buy my cassettes from mostly one guy who used to advertise in Micromart. And, oh, we've moved the camera there. Got to be careful there. Annika Rice's Hunt touched the cassettes and moved them. They were moved by... Yeah, anyway, I think we've done that joke to absolute death. So, that's Jumping Jack. Fucked. Now, I played Moon Crystal recently, but I've also played Beachhead. Now, I've got multiple copies of Beachhead. Now, this is also split mint. Jumping Jack 64 is split fanny, but this is split mint, mate, with jet load. And the tape is not fucking rewound. What a cocksucker. You have a mint condition copy of a game. If you test it and it loads, just fuck it. If you can't be bothered to rewind it, fast forward it, you cocksuckers. Yeah, that's only not really viable for the multi-load games, but almost every multi-load tape game on the C64 is shit anyway. That's from a much later era. I don't think Wizardry needed a multi-load. Pressed for time a bit here. So, rewinding, forwarding, playing through both sides a few times on one of the Jumping Jacks may help. But I can't remember if I have the Bo Jolly value pack for the C64 or the VIC-20 or both at the moment. I think I do have a copy for the C64. Now apparently that thing was $14.99 according to Retro Gamer magazine. That's it. And usually they talk bollocks. They're a bunch of Wikipedia wankers mostly, or people who don't work in facts. They work on their dodgy memories and they claim their facts. But in this case they were talking to someone who was involved in Bo Jolly. And anyway, they actually said it was $14.99. And it was released in 1984, probably early 84. Well, I never paid I would never have paid $14.99 because that would be a whole month's pocket money. I would never have that much spare. Maybe 3 weeks pocket money. I can't honestly remember. But I seem to remember my copy had a sales receipt inside it for $7.99 or something like that, and I was like, well, that's probably what happened. That's probably how most of us bought it. you know, the shop owner got fed up with it being on the shelves, and eventually it was reduced. They did used to reduce the cassettes quite a lot, actually. New games would come out, they'd be like $7.99. These are the early days, and if they didn't sell, they'd go down to like, you know, $6.99. And if they really didn't sell, they went down to $5.99 or even £5. These are single cassette cases. I believe the clamshells I used to charge a little bit more, maybe 50p more. So £6.50, you know, instead of like £6. It's a bit of a bust, isn't it? Is this how Beachhead loads? But yeah, I checked out Beachhead after Sheldon Cooper's fucking very helpful comments on the Lemon 64 page for Beachhead have been completely buried with useless fucking waffle. They ain't got a clue what they're doing. Someone goes out of their way to go through hundreds of games and mark down which magazine reviewed which game. This is a pre-Zap era. Obviously, if it's around the time of Zap, that's fine. And it does appear that Beachhead on the C64 in the UK did not come out until 1984, and it didn't come out until at least a month and a half after I got a C64. Because basically the earliest magazine, you take the date on there and you go back like 1 month. So if it's May 84, you say April 84 potentially is when they received the tape, but they could have received the tape a week before. Is this fucking loading or what? It's a regular slow loader. There's no overload or anything. I think Beachhead and Forbidden Forest are like the earliest of the US Gold games, possibly with Aztec Challenge thrown in there. These were really early games that I had. My mate must have got a C64 in 1984, because I would have bought Forbidden Forest in 1984. I'm sure I would have, because I seem to remember buying it from the it wasn't a car boots out, they're called Sunday markets, which is basically, you know, an open market, people with stalls, some catering vans, stuff like that. But they're not selling second-hand junk, they're selling new things. It's a miracle, sir, quick. Right. Fuck the neighbours, mate. Ooh, that was loud. That joystick is important. How was you getting all excited there? Failure to launch, isn't that a film? But it's a shit film. There we go. Untangle the old... now we're using the QuickShot 2 Plus, which looks exactly the same as the QuickShot Turbo. There you go. Except it's got micro switches. Oh, actually, no. I want the plane section to last longer. If I wanted to complete the game, that's different. But should go and get my CRT glasses really quick. Run for the CRT glasses, which are probably dirty. That's a bust. have been good if I got him. Wrong one! That's why you don't keep your finger on the fire button. Oh no! We survived! I think we only lost one ship. That's better than if I'd gone through the tunnel. Hey! Fucking hell. See, this joystick's no good. There's too much waggle, see? See, I was trying to get 72 the whole time. Which one's fucking firing now? Oh, this cunt. Actually tells you how much short you are for this. We're losing too many shipatinos. camera was a bit cockeyed. Oh well. So if you actually wanted to do the game, you're better off going through the tunnel. But I'm in no rush to get to this bit. This bit's all right for the time, but it's really the plane section which is like, wow! This ain't really the joy. Look how much waggle there is on there. Oh, hey, teenage joystick waggling. They're in different positions now. Like a gunfighter game, gunslinger game. I think 4 is probably a good number, 5. I don't know if I ever got 5 in a row. Now this game was reviewed on the Saturday Superstore Children's Saturday Morning TV show. So I did probably see it on there. But that episode is not on YouTube. Not on YouTube. Ah, motherfucker. I guess this ain't going on Retrotronics and we just will. The end of the illegal invasion, I guess. All wars are an illegal invasion if you think about it. Right, let's get on with another one then. So luckily that did work. Which side is that on? That is the side with the label. It did work. Camera has been moved slightly. Windows gaming on my birthday, I guess. Well, I'm sure you worked out what the special day was. I wonder why it does that with the motor. Ooh, let's turn that down a bit before we go. Like that. Now, I can't remember if I had Bat Attack or not. Or was it, or whether it was Swoop by Micro Power. They're very similar games. I wouldn't go so far as to call them Galaxian clones, that's pushing it a bit. Maybe Atari VCS Galaxian clones, but doesn't smell like Old Man Shed, so we might have a chance with this one. Bloody hell. There we go. Did have some other games to load, I don't know what they are. I've done them. We've done Popeye 2. Well, actually, it might be Overload. Definitely don't want that hi-fi on full blast with these knackered speakers. Although if you're going to burn out some speakers, I guess knackered ones are the way to go, really. Yeah, a bit disappointing about Jumping Jack 64, and on this particular day we will only be playing games from cassette, so I don't know why Eagle Empire is in this lot. Maybe because I'm hopeful that it will load from my mint condition tape deck. Now, you know, in countries where there's no such thing as sausages as we know them. Okay, so he's drawn those like that, and then he's still using the standard Commodore loader and printing everything in black on the screen. That's why you can't see anything going on there. It's something I would have worked out back then. So when was this game released then? Hey! Right, this is copyright 1983. So I had the C64 at the right time, pretty much. You know, Beachhead may have been out in America in 1983, and it may have been out on the Manic Miner may have been out on the Spectrum in 1983, both late 1983. But it didn't really matter because I didn't want a Spectrum and I didn't live in America. Although I did want to live in America. There's all those American TV shows I used to watch as a kid. You know, Starsky and Hutch, stuff like that. Did I used to watch Charlie's Angels? I think I did. I think they replaced one of them with another one, possibly. I think, is it Kate Jackson? The one with the slightly above shoulder length, like black hair. I think that's the one I liked. I think she was more of a bit of a tomboy than the others, wearing like trousers instead of like frilly skirts to do their kung fu in. I don't know if I could watch Charlie's Angels every. I'd have to be fucking extremely drunk. What the hell are they doing down there? What the hell is going on? Anyway, now someone put the bins out sometime between 1 o'clock in, well, I think it was about 1 o'clock, might have been 2 o'clock in the morning, let's say, and 9 o'clock in the morning for the house across the street. And I was actually doing some decorating when the bin men arrived in the morning. I think it was about 10 o'clock-ish, 9:30, 10 o'clock. So I went out there and pulled the bins in just before I started, pouring the paint into the little tray, because I thought, right, I'd go and pull the bins in, seeing as I'm just about at a nice convenient stage. And so there been no one come out to take the bins in. Now I went upstairs, did the painting, and then I heard them come to collect the recycle shit. Well, it's not always in that order. Sometimes they do the recycle bins first. But anyway, that was the thing that happened. And when I went out there to pull my recycle bin in, their regular dustbin was inside the driveway. And now the bins are sort of lined up. Before they were sort of like spread across the driveway, and now they're kind of lined up. So I honestly don't know what's going on there. Is this going to load? Or is it going to be like Holly's ZX81 he was trying to date or went on a date with? She wouldn't load for me. Although that's nothing to do with the ZX81, that's to do with the condition of the cassettes, how you've adjusted the volume on the cassette player, and the condition of the mechanism and the heads on the cassette player that you're using. Usually a shit one, actually. Those cassette decks people used to use, like with a BBC Micro Electron, MSX, Spectrum, ZX81, Auric 1, stuff like that. And they're not really as good as something like a Commodore dataset, which has been specifically tuned to pick up certain frequencies well. It's not tuned to pick up like 11 kilohertz, no. It's designed around how the Commodore loader works. But also, there is no volume control. It is set at a specific volume, and therefore when they master tapes for the C64, they would know, to do the volume at, 80%, whatever. But yeah, this loads, doesn't it? Now, bollock! Now press space to start. Let me guess. It's joystick port 1, but no, it isn't. I don't actually remember this game. I think I had Swoop. I don't have a copy of Swoop to hand though. They come straight for you and they block you in really quickly. Kind of looks like Galaxian on the VCS, but it plays worse, but it is 20 quid, well 22, 23 quid cheaper. OCD pressing of the fire button, gone in. See, they trap you here, so there's not really a chance to... I don't like this game, but this is an Anthony Crawford game. So I've got purple, white, blue, red and black. He's using colour RAM, I don't believe it. I doubt these are sprites. So they're quite easy to pick up. Oh, you just have to avoid these shits now. I suppose in a way it's more impressive than Astro Wars. No, sorry, Galaxy Invader as well. But I don't play as good. I wonder where he got the idea from the donuts. He should sue Fox for like their Homer Simpson coloured yellow and blue donuts. There's a weird noise coming out there. Oh, right, that's what it is. I don't think the hi-fi would help this game, but maybe. Yes, she's taking you back into... I never had this game. So let's check out another game then. How are we doing on time there? 41 minutes, 41 a minute. Now the other games to try, Madcommodore, which I've played to death, and but luckily it's the turbo load version, and now games which I can't be bothered to load up because the games I want to play are right in the middle. So anything I played in, not Bat Attack, not now games. So I guess I've done Moon Cresta so recently. I've actually uploaded that as well, not just uploaded it, I've set it live. I think we'll charge the camera again and we'll do World Series Baseball properly, because I'm going to have to read through the manual and everything. So yeah, see, Bat Attack works, Eagle Empire does not work. Let's take this out. Bazooka Joe, his brother Bill. See what I did there, mate? See what I did there? Yeah, I know my channel's absolutely fucking dead, mate. You think I don't know these things? You think I don't know? It doesn't appear to have actual tape damage, so maybe the universe is just aligned well enough for it to load today. Don't fall off. Oh, I found a remote for my own Pioneer Hi-Fi that I bought in the late 80s. Well, mid to late 80s. I can't actually remember. Because I've been looking at some of the games that I remember having on the ST. Like originals. And checking the dates on those. And there does appear to be some for like late 87. Now I got my Amiga in the autumn, summer, late summer, early autumn, that kind of period. You know, like September sort of time. Now the thing about the C64 in the early days, and the reason why it was fucking sold out everywhere by the end of 1984, or was it the summer of 85? See, it teases you there, sir, isn't it? The reason was you could play awesome versions of Scramble, Space Pilot, alright, Anirog Kong is a bit iffy, but it does have all 4 levels and you get used to the weird jumps. You get an isometric Frogger, you know, jumping jack, which didn't fucking load. You know, you actually get Zaxxon, a good version of Zaxxon, also a good version of Congo, Bongo, not on tape or cartridge. But, you know, there was a good version of Gyros. There was a good footy game, this is important in them days. Did it do that before? So it's loading in the object code. But anyway, I'm not sure exactly when I got my Amiga, because I did buy Defender of the Crown in the big massive popcorn box for the Atari ST, which is brilliant. If you open it up, it's like a half tipped over box of popcorn, you know, the stripy cardboard boxes the Americans get. We get some shit fucking paper, mate. probably would live in America if there weren't so many races. Buddy, you shouldn't sleep under a bloody blanket because I sit on this shit. You idiot. That was a stroke of luck, that was, buddy. Now don't eat the fake meat pieces. Now if I could be bothered, I'd put in the clip where Rab C. Nesbitt in the movie 1984 is talking about the meat pieces, and they're obviously fake. They're like Tesco value spam pieces in some fucking gloop. Looks like wallpaper paste to me. That's what the slightly cheaper version of Felix cat food reminds me of. There's some jelly and there's these like square pieces that are pretty much all the same colour, but apparently they're a combination of packets of tuna, salmon, chicken and beef. And I've booked the cod ones before as well. Cod piece! And yeah, they did not. Cod is not pink, mate. Cod is white. Cod is always white. Just like free is good, free is always good, as Walter White famously said, although I can't remember who he shooting him for. But Jeremy Bentham, I remember Jeremy Bentham. Do you remember Jeremy Bentham from Lost? Now I remember that name and his actual original name in the series before he got reincarnated. But not really, that's not a spoiler actually, that's not what happened. But I couldn't remember his real name. I do know it now. We need to have a go at cleaning one of the drives on the best condition SX64 functionally, and a spare one, because yeah, I do miss using the SX64. That really would be a better special day, but today's not actually my special day because I don't celebrate my special day. I don't see the point in celebrating whoopee-doo another year, which is never going to be as good as the 2 or 3 favourite years I've ever had in my life. So there you go, man. Well, what's to celebrate? Whoopee-doo, I'm still alive. Well, if the government wasn't such a cunt, that wouldn't be an issue. Although I suppose you could celebrate that now. But when the special day actually does come, that'll be the last day these roll-ups will be made. So I might be a cunt and not upload this for like 3 months anyway, until after the event. So you'll never know. I don't really need people to know stuff like that about me. When was Osiris born? Sometime during the last ice age, if you believe the ancient Egyptians. Motherfucker, this is exactly the same tape that I had before that didn't load, and I tried on both sides. I'm not that dumb. I was born way before the middle of the 80s, mate. Way before then. So there's only like a 10% chance that I'm a fucking idiot. I don't actually come from London. Actually, that was going to be another thing I was thinking of doing. Making a video with my fake West Midlands accent. And pretending that the London accent is actually the fake one, and I'm really from the West Midlands and I just love Guy Ritchie movies. Possibly Nick Love. That is Amiga. Trying to work out a way where I can have the Amiga 1000 set up, but we've done as much as we can do in that room until we get a bit of carpet now, and then once that's done I can start building furniture and then manhandling the wardrobes and the bookshelves around the room, and bring up Madcommodore 2, Projector 2, nest table number 4. Actually, how high is that one? Is that a good one to have? No. But anyway, jumping jack may not have loaded. Although the SID volume seems to be set to 1. You have to press the key to stop. Maybe joystick pull 1. I would have played this with the Point Master joystick Arenio, sir. Right, you have to press, it's like F1 to start a keyboard game or something. And, you know, F3. Yeah, you do get, there is a fantastic Phoenix clone for the 16K Spectrum and the Commodore 16, and therefore their bigger brothers with more memory. There you go, see, I told you. I think it's F5 then. One player joystick. It's a bit weird. Failure to launch. Oh no, there we go. Oh no, I can't play this while I've even got a lighter in my hand, let alone having a roll up. Tony Crawford did smoke. I seem to remember Tony Crawford being a bit of a smoker. Although he's obviously quit now. Whee! Well, I've got the glare from the windows on the shit fucking Kurt Williams glasses made of plastic for the dumb shit millennials. Yeah, I can say what the fuck I want on my special day, although it's not actually. But it is. Because we're not doing this another day, because I won't be home on that particular day, because people in my family seem to insist that I have to celebrate it. Maybe they're just addicted to fucking cake. I don't know. Cake and barbecue. And also my triple Michelin star rated authentic top end London doner kebab restaurant chili sauce. The garlic sauce is fucking easy. Although most people fuck that one up. Garlic mayonnaise! No thanks, mate. You got any garlic sauce? Yeah, I said we got garlic mayonnaise. No. No, they didn't have fucking mayonnaise, mate, in Turkey 200 fucking years ago. Anyway. Now, it wouldn't be so bad if I was having these celebrations, which are not today, in my own house. But this is the other thing. I have to pick one of my two favourite cats, put them in the breakfast room, and close the door so they won't fight with the other one of my two favourite cats while I'm out the house. That applies even if I'm going to fucking Farm Foods up the road. Even if I was only gone from the house, they can't be trusted even if they're both sleeping. It's just If you have a husky dog, it's the same thing, and cats obviously. You have to put the dog separate with the cats. That's just how it is. Ah, alright then, I'm going to tell you the joke about the barrel. Right, because sometimes when the cats are slightly complaining that they don't want to go in the room, I would like pick another one. But if it's like twice in a row, I just say to them, look mate, it's your turn in the barrel. Because I didn't cause this situation. I didn't tell Aslan to bully his grandson stroke son at the same time. This being one cat, obviously. And I didn't tell the other one to grow to like the size of a fucking Maine Coon, which is one of the largest cats you can get. And hold a grudge about it. But basically that means I am supposed to be enjoying myself in quotes. Although it's nice to see my parents. Don't get me wrong there. But they're not. And you know, it's going to be even worse when I actually finish the extension after the kitchen, because the litter trays are going in the extension, and that's a bit of a problem, mate. It's a bit of a problem because I can't lock in one of the cats in another room, because there are only like one set of litter trays and they're in one room. So at that point, basically people have to come and visit me. You just have to make allowances, mate. I had 3 cats, and then we had one more, and that was fine. 4 cats is okay. And then Amy decided we needed 3 more. So when Claudia was in heat, she busted the door open. She actually pushed and pushed and pushed until it come off the latch while I was downstairs making a dinner. And that let Aslan in, and Aslan's seed flowered. And we ended up with Chocky, Jonesy and Stinky. Jonesy is the huggy bear of ginger cats. He's very tall, he's very slim build, he's got long bones, thin skeleton, he's very laid back, it's very easy going. And he walks kind of like casual as well, he don't walk like the other cats. He is the huggy bear of cats, mate, and that is a compliment. Now if Huggy Bear had Starsky's car, I would have wanted to be Huggy Bear. So I did like Huggy Bear. But because of the car, I wanted to be Starsky. Possibly the cardigans, I did like his cardigan. And he did have the same hairstyle as my dad, so... He wasn't the tallest guy in the world, a bit like my dad, although my dad's just average height. It's just that I'm a few inches taller than my dad. From the age of 15. My mate's dad